My name is Katie. I'm an art therapist and professional clinical counselor at Able Artswork. Today I'm going to talk about the concept of art journaling, which looks like this. Art journaling is a really fun and creative way to keep your own personal journal. What's great is you can express yourself in a multitude of mediums, which we'll all discuss later in this video. But for now, let's talk about how we can make our own books at home. So there are several things you can use as an art journal. You can purchase a sketchbook from an art store or online. However, another great technique that you can use is actually looking for an old book you might have around your house. This one I actually purchased at a garage sale, and then I've just gone in and done my art on the pages of the book. This is also a concept known as altered books. Today, we're going to talk about how to make our own book from something you can find in your house, like an empty box. So to start for our project, we're going to need a box. This should probably be one that is empty or that you don't need anymore. And we're going to also need a pair of scissors, some paper, a stapler, or some string. And we'll go over those a little bit later. So let's start with our box. We're going to want to open our box on both ends. And it's okay if this doesn't look pretty. We're going to cut this part off. That way your box is completely open. Now we're going to go and we're going to cut. So you're going to carefully cut down the fold of one side of your box. Just like that. And now if you want something a little bit decorative, you can keep these sides here. I decide I like mine a little bit straight. So we're going to cut off all the sides of the boxes. Just like that. So now we have our shape of our book. So we're going to fold this in half. Pick either crease. You can see that it bends a little bit on here. What I like to do is actually utilize that to help close my book. So I'm going to crease it right there and fold it over on itself. Just like that. Now I have a little flap that helps keep my book closed. So we're going to set this aside for a second, and we're going to bring in our paper. You can use computer paper. If you happen to have some drawing paper you can use. I'm using scrap paper. I'm big on recycling things. But in order to make this fit in our book, we're going to fold it in half. Just like that. Now, if you want a really thick book with multiple pages, you'll want to fold as many pages as you would like, and you want to put them inside each other. For this demonstration, I'm just going to use two. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our paper in our book. And you can either fit the paper for the size of your book by cutting off extra, or you can have it hanging out depending on what you like. I'm going to cut it off later. But right now we're going to talk about how we're going to bind our book. You can actually use any type of string or yarn that you happen to have laying around. With your paper inside your book, the easiest way to do this is we're going to close it on itself. So we're going to use our scissors and we're going to cut little triangles out on both sides. You don't want these too big. Again, this is cutting through the box as well as my paper. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just like that. So now we have two notches that go through our cover as well as our paper. So now we're going to bind our book. We're going to use our string. We're going to have the middle of our book open like that. And we're going to turn it over holding both the paper and the cover together. And we're going to take our string and we're going to thread it through the hole. Notice I'm doing this with the cover on the side up and the paper facing down. So we're going to thread, make sure you go through paper and book binding. There we go, like that. So now we have our thread, and you want to pull it so that there's maybe half of the string left. Now we're going to go through the paper first and then through the cover. Just like that. And then we're gonna pull. Now you should have both ends of your string on the outside of your book. And if you were to turn it over, you would see that your string is in the middle. Just like that. Now, you can do a fancy knot, but you don't have to. I like to make just a little decorative bow. You do want to have it somewhat tight, but not too tight that you're bending your pages. So just enough to keep it together. And then you can tie a bow or you can tie a knot. Now, if you turn your book over and close it, you now have a book. So now that you have your book made, it's time to start journaling. Art journaling is a really creative and fun process, though for some people it can be a little daunting to think about. A lot of people don't know how to start. So one thing that I do for each page is I create what I call an intention. So I think about what I'm feeling or what I maybe want to honor in my life. Maybe it's a loved one that I really appreciate or want to dedicate a page to, and then I create it based off of that intention. As you can see, you can utilize a variety of mediums. I have paint, I have color pencil, I use stamping. I also love to add different textures as well as cutting and altering pages. I find that when my journal is really interactive, so having opportunities to have something peeking out of an envelope, maybe there's a fun texture. I might sew some pages together and hide little messages. I find that when it's really engaging, I often want to look back through it and I like showing it off to people. So these are just a few examples of what you can do. One page I wanted to talk about for those who might seem a little intimidated by art journaling is one great way to do it is to utilize magazine or photos that you have and create pages with those. So here you can see my intention was to remind myself how wonderful nature is and how much I enjoy being out, and that being enclosed is not something that's permanent. I also included some butterflies that I like and some lights that reminded me of some sparkle. What's great about this is I've included this envelope so that I had a little pocket to put this in. Now, if you're interested in how to create pockets, one of my favorite things to use for this is actually recycling junk mail. I really enjoy using these envelopes because they tend to have the see-through window in them, and they're great to use rather than just throwing away. And that is the basic of Art Journal. I encourage you to be intentional with your journal, think about what inspires you, and have fun.